Women are more violent than men, I would argue, because I think women are more likely to kill the innocent, where men are not. I think men just tend to be better people in general. Well, women aren't even more nurturing. Yeah, I disagree with that. Well, I disagree completely. I think if you want to look at nurturing, who is the most likely one to kill infants and the elderly? Women. So I actually think we have all this propaganda saying like women are so nurturing and all this stuff.
Well, I think when you say, hold on, let me say
that for a second. When you say the infants and the elderly, you're saying abortion?
No, both. So even
how are they killing the elderly?
So they're more likely to kill the elderly.
In what regard?
Like they're more likely to kill an elderly person.
Like euthanasia?
No, like violent, like in nursing homes, that sort of thing. Like you'll see the cases pop up in the news where these female nurses.
But that's even more of mental health. That's where a woman's mentality maybe is not as strong enough as a man. So again, it kind of goes back to what you're comparing. You're comparing apples to apples.
I think women are more violent than men. And if you look at one-sided abuse, 70% of the time it's women hitting the men and not men hitting the women. So I actually would argue that women are more violent than men. They just can't be.
And I also think
and so infanticide, so a woman killing or someone killing a baby within the first 24 hours of life is very rare for a male to do that. Like it's like almost unheard of.
So then, but how many males are in that division to be comparing how many women?
What do you mean?
How are they measuring that? Like the amount of women in that field, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot more women in that field than men.
Are you talking about nursing? Well, I mean, parenting, there's usually a dad and a mom. And
right, but I'm talking about like nursing, for example, right? Yeah. You see more women nurses there. So those numbers make sense.
No, but it's not new. So, and this is the thing. Like a lot of times the stuff you see today you think is new, it's not new. In the 1800s, women were also more likely to kill infants. Even before abortion, before nursing, before all this stuff.
Interesting. Malik, run a poll. Who's more nurturing, men or women? Listen, we're going to have a wild array of conversations. We're going to talk about... Hold on, Nat. We're going to talk about an array of topics. I've never heard in my life that men are more nurturing than women. So what made you come to that conclusion?
The conclusion I came to was, when I think of nurturing, I think of how do you interact with the innocent? And I guess more of my point is that women are more violent than men, I would argue, because I think women are more likely to kill the innocent, where men are not. I think men just tend to be better people in general. Yes.
So men are better people.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I think there's reasons for that. Because typically, if one guy is being too bad of a person, another guy will come and check him. Where women don't necessarily have that. Even if you look at prison sentences, you see these women that constantly get bailed out of bad decisions. So like Casey Anthony got let out of jail. Right? She's remarried now. And you'll see cases like that all the time. Women don't get the same sentences that men get when it comes to prison sentences as well. Mm-hmm. I don't see women having the same consequences in society. And I think women have a harder time regulating emotions. So that's why I think they're more violent personally.
Shout out to everyone who watched. Shout out to my Super Saiyan God. Shout out to my Super Saiyan Warriors. And of course, I can't forget. Pearl broke it down perfectly, y'all. Women are more violent than men. They think they're better than us. They think they can fight us already. Imagine if women were as strong as us, big as us, and had more testosterone as us. They already think they're stronger than us, even when they know they're not. It's weird. Something's wrong with them mentally, y'all. So understand, if you have their mind frame, but put them in men bodies, and some of the biggest men you can imagine, we would have to be running for our lives. We would literally have to fight for our lives. We would be like the male spiders or whatever animals or bugs that have to fight for their lives when they're dealing with the woman. I'm not even exaggerating. Imagine putting these modern day women minds in like The Rock's body. You would literally have to use deadly force. Like you wouldn't even be able to do hands-on combat. Like you would have to use some type of deadly weapon just to protect yourself. So I do think they're more violent. They are not more nurturing. Look at the statistics of children being produced in a single father home compared to single mother homes. Single father home, the children far more better off in life. There's no comparison. Look at what has happened, the feminist era, and look at the kids' education and how obesity is with kids. They're having some of the lowest test scorings ever. I'm seeing reports where like middle school teachers are saying these kids have like elementary like skills. Kids in high school are reading like on the 4th grade level. Like this is what the single mom has produced. So they're more violent than us. And another thing that Pearl discussed was they're not held accountable. And they get lesser time when they get convicted of crimes. Women don't hold women accountable. Men don't hold them accountable. The system don't. Nothing. So that's why our world is completely destroyed. At least the Western countries. We have allowed feminism to destroy everything. We've allowed this to go too far, and balance is coming back, y'all. Let me know what you think about this below. I agree with her. And yes, they are more violent. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm glad they don't have testosterone, and I'm glad they're not strong. Oh my God, it would be crazy having to deal with them. Oh my God. Salute to all. Follow me down on my Rumble, my Instagram, my second YouTube. I really do appreciate all who's watching, who support. Hit that subscribe button. It is the King, it is the Prince, it is the Lord, it is Super Saiyan God Vegeta. I hope you have a wonderful day, because if you're not leveling up, then guess what?
Your power level is puny. Level 5, too bad.
You're leveling down.